Thank you, Chairman, and thank you to my colleague who just asked those questions about important programs to get students ready for college. Good morning, and
Good morning.
thank you for being here. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that I just need yes or no. Do you believe that there is illegal discrimination against people who are Black, brown, and other types of discrimination in jobs and education in this country? Yes or no?
I think it still exists in some areas.
Then can you tell me why the Office of Civil Rights in the Department of Education is being decimated?
Well, it isn't being decimated, that's
What is
sure.
it being?
We have reduced the size of it. However,
Do you
we
think
are
that this-
taking on a backlog of cases that were left over from the Biden administration. and
Then
working
why
through
would
those.
you reduce the resources if you've got a backlog in addition to having confronted those cases that are going to come before you now?
Because we're working more efficiently in the department.
Okay, thank you. I've got real serious questions regarding your commitment to civil rights, to our students, to our teachers, to our faculty, and places of that nature. Do you believe that migrant students should have access to public education resources?
Well, migrant students do have access.
Do
at
you
this
believe
point.
that they should continue?
In some instances, yes.
Okay. Do you believe that the position of this administration to reduce the resources and the support to migrant students, at the same time they've encouraged and perhaps facilitated the coming to this country of white South Afrikaners,
I'm not sure.
is an issue of favoritism and prioritization of white over color?
Well, if I am going to have to take a couple of minutes to answer this.
Well,
Because
answer it.
this administration, President Trump has made it very clear that he will not tolerate discrimination, whether it's anti-Semitism, whether it's race-related, at all, on any of our schools.
Okay, I'm asking
any in
you.
our
I'm
schools.
asking you
Well,
about
I'm going to
your
answer this
opinion,
question if I
because I'm
may.
going to tell you, I know what the president's position is. He's made it quite clear. I'm asking you, as the Secretary of Education, how you perceive this? Yes or no? If this is
I
not
am
an
the Secretary-
illustration of replacement and favoritism, say no. If it
I
is,
am-
say yes.
I am the Secretary of Education who has been approved to run this agency by Congress, and I was appointed by the President, and I serve at his pleasure under his mandate. So therefore,
Thank
the
you.
direction of his administration is what
appreciate
I will follow.
Do you recognize the fact that one of the important reasons that the federal government got into public education was to establish that there would be standards so that children would be treated equally in pursuing education, that states had been found to discriminate against Black students in particular in many of the states, and that to send that responsibility and authority back to the states would just enhance those disparities, again, considering the environment in which this president continues to foster about who's important and who's not? Yes or no?
Congresswoman, there are laws on the books in Title VI that totally.
Laws don't mean
therefore-
anything to this administration. I'm asking you, do you realize that to send authority back to the states, to eliminate your oversight, to eliminate your accountability, to eliminate your determination as to resources going to schools that are teaching, public schools that are teaching underserved communities, that this will result in the very reason that we had to get the involvement of the federal government in this issue? And that's a yes or a no. Either you believe it or you don't.
It isn't a yes or no, but I will not respond to any question based on the theory that this administration doesn't care anything about the law and operates outside it. So
This
that is a
administration is-
mischaracterization, and I will
I
respond.
reclaim my time for 5 seconds. because you can say anything you want, your rhetoric means nothing to me. What means something to me is the actions of this administration, from the President of the United States conducting himself in a corrupt manner to his family, enriching him and himself corruptly, to determine that this administration can tell you what's right, what's wrong, what's lawful, what's not, that it can arrest judges, it can arrest lawyers, it can use its power to bully people. And I'm telling you, the Department of Education is one of the most important departments in this country. And you should feel shameful to be engaged with an administration that doesn't give a damn.
Ms.